Football tussle is back. Another week, another action-packed weekend, top to middle to bottom. No better way to start than Arsenal there, away to Fulham at Craven Cottage there. Some people thought it was going to be a tough game,
I thought it
but
was.
I'll let you, Grand Champ, analyze that brilliant performance.
Listen, brilliant performance from Arsenal, and I like games where we start on the front foot because lately we've been going down considering the first goals, but I like games where we score first and the heart is more at rest. Nice to see that you're not having no 7-up this week. But yeah, listen, it was a good performance. In Arteta we trust now, hey, and brilliant from Arsenal.
Boat, he said. You're on that boat now.
I'm on that boat, man. I'm the boat. I think they've got me doing the engines because what's it called? I've been against it for so long. But I just want to say congrats to the Arsenal directors because I've never praised Edu on the show for 2 years, and I feel like the smoke screen that Arsenal sent out there with Midrick, and they even got Midrick so excited he was posting stuff that was coming to Arsenal. Or maybe Arsenal knew maybe Trossard is the gem. But you know what? Let's just put that in. Maybe we might pull out the deal, and then Chelsea came swooping in, and boy, straight away we went for Trossard. He's been a revelation. He's been a revelation signing. But all round good performance. What we I mean, I know Fulham have been the form wise they've been very good actually about the last 2 games, but Arsenal made that game look so easy, man. And listen, I'm lost for words. Just bring on the next game, man, and hopefully we go with like at least. I know more games to go, at least 10 more games to
11,
go.
11.
Oh, sorry, yeah. It was 11 games. Yes, 11 more games to going ahead to secure this title, man. I told you I'll be there in the parade, man. You see me on TV, I'll be gone. I'll be gone myself.
But yeah, definitely what's it called? Plaudits to Arsenal there because some people had this game down as a tough one. I think
I had it as a tough one.
Possibly a tough one there. I think I had Arsenal to win 2-0 anyway. I thought it was going to be
2-1.
Yeah, I thought because Fulham have seemed to have lost their way now.
Just a bit, yeah.
I mean, the last few games now, they've gone from being hard to score against now to shipping a few goals.
Yeah, so 3 goals each.
That was championship, like, what's it called, making kind of a performance there. And once again, as I keep saying, like a broken record, Arsenal, they score goals from different angles. Even, what's it called, Gabriel came up with a header there still. And he likes scoring against them anyway. Martinelli, since he's been dropped, he's come back and he's a revelation. I think that's 4 or 5 goals since he's returned to the team there still. Or I mean, one of them he scored when he came off the bench against Villa, but since then he's been wonderful. Your captain Odegaard is there, showing his top quality there still. Now, I think Jamie Redknapp said on Sky Sports, possibly the best attacking midfielder in the Prem there. Kevin De Bruyne, sit down for a second still. But they're different kind of people. Anyway.
It's a good shout. It's a good shout. You could argue this season that he's the best in the league. I think form-wise, but then is just to say the testament to KDB where they say you're off form, but you've got at least 12 assists. And,
that's it. That shows you definitely still. So once again, plaudits to Arsenal, and even what makes it better, because Arsenal, they were on a little dip of form or slump when they lost to Man City, where they lost that game there. People thought maybe that was the start of the wheels coming off.
They did.
Arsenal, I think since then, it's been 5 straight Prem wins. They beat Villa away 4-2. They beat Leicester away 1-0. They beat Everton 4-0. They beat Bournemouth there in a battle 3-2, and then beat Fulham there. So a sign of, as I said, championship quality or Prem quality in the making, champions to come back from that defeat to Man City to be 5 straight wins in the Prem. And
we lost back to back.
5 points lead.
We lost back to back. We lost to Man City. We lost to Everton.
That's what I'm saying.
Then we drew to Brentford, which I believe was cheated. Okay.
So is quality from them still, and keep it up. And as we both said, 11 games to go. All you need to do is keep winning the games, and then it gets closer to the finishing line.
More closer.
Regardless, as long as you keep winning your games, it doesn't matter what City do. It's in your own hands. So that's what we have to say about that.
Yeah,
Go
yeah,
on.
yeah. No, go ahead.
I was
Don't
going
worry.
to say Fulham at the moment they seem to have lost their way still. I think they've overachieved anyway. Been wonderful season there for Marco Silva and the team there. But the
Yep.
way it looks like that they might be finishing between, I think they're finished between 8th and maybe 11th. So it still be a respectable season. I mean, a good season for them
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah.
No one expected them to be that high. But what are you going to say before we move on to the next game?
No. I'll just say, considering Arsenal, we've got a tougher run in towards winning the league. I think one time we go through a period where
Liverpool,
we play Liverpool,
yeah,
then we play West Ham, then we play
yeah,
Southampton, then we play Man City, then we
Chelsea.
play Chelsea, then we play Newcastle, then we play Brighton.
But by
Wow,
then, some of those games are near towards the end of the season.
wow.
You got Liverpool playing on Liverpool away to Man City on April the 1st, I think. And then on that same day, they play at lunchtime. You're playing at 3 o'clock. So if Liverpool somehow get something off Man City and you play Leeds, well, and later on in the afternoon, that takes you over to extending that lead. So we'll
Yeah,
see how that
no,
goes.
yeah, we'll see how that goes. I mean, I'm just saying we
But
got tougher running than Man City.
yeah,
Man
yeah,
City got
you
running.
have, but what's it called? By then you could have a good lead over them. So
I
we
hope
just have to
so.
wait and see.
Yeah,
But
yeah, let's
yeah,
go.
because as we both said, you need to be minimum 5 points when you play them. When you both play each other,
Of
five
course.
points, not 3 points, not 4 points, mostly 5 points. So even if you do lose somehow, which you normally do because you've lost 11 in a row to them anyway in the Prem, you still got that comfort of 2 points. But we'll see how that goes anyway.
Yeah.
Moving on to a quick one on Man City, because nowadays the talk of Man City, the games are so poor that we have to quickly fly through their games anyway. I mean, it wasn't the best of games there. I watched that game and it was a bit it was so boring. And then you
Yeah,
have to ask questions: what's happening there with the likes of KDB? I heard them Pep say earlier today in press conference, KDB has to do a few more other things there still. I don't know what he was talking
how
about
dare
still.
you as well, Pep?
Can you imagine?
Dare you as well, Pep? I feel like Pep sometimes he makes it hard for himself, and I feel sometimes Pep is cuckoo with these comments because Pep is giving an explanation of the reason why certain players get dropped even when they were performing. Mahrez was performing. Fair enough, you didn't start with Mahrez, then he started performing. He was doing well. Then you dropped him again. You've given no explanation to that. Now the KDB is the fulcrum to that team, and for you to want to say he needs to do more, the guy's 31 now. The guy's 31. Obviously, he's still performing, but you could see that the fact that they struggle without the guy.
Again, they've been poor.
Gundogan, all of these guys, I like them. They're good players, but you have to have KDB in that side. You have to have him in that side.
You
So
look at
yeah, I don't know.
it's
And then
simple.
he's got Jack Grealish playing every week, regardless of
I think
performances.
he started the last 7 or 8 games there. He's one of the
You know,
first names
so
on the team sheet there.
Pep's
Him
word
and
with it, man.
Rodri
But listen, long
and
may
Ederson.
maybe if he upsets KDB and drop KDB a bit more, they might drop some points. Because I told you,
Well,
a performance like that, and he thinks dropping KDB was justified, then I don't know. I don't know where he's.
for me,
It's
what's
crazy.
it called? As I said, I watched that game. It was a poor game. It came down to a penalty there, and then Haaland kept his composure. We'll talk about Salah when we come to it. But in certain games, when it comes down to 12 yards, you need to keep your coolness and find the net. And they crept over the line and got the 3 points. As
No,
for Palace, you said a few weeks ago Palace should be safe, and I told you that they're getting like
they're
that
building.
in
Yeah,
still.
it's true. They
And
are.
Vieira is under big pressure there because they're struggling to score, and they're not even, because I was saying draw specialists before, but they're not even getting draws anymore. You did say that I think 60% of their games nowadays they're losing, and then the others maybe the odd draw there, but they need to sort themselves out because some of those teams at the bottom are picking up some results there and they're getting drawn in. So
Can I
next
can I
couple of weeks,
can I can I give
yeah,
you
go on.
a crazy stat about Crystal Palace? Crystal Palace haven't won a game since the 31st of December.
So they're the only team possibly. Can you imagine? We're now what's it called?
March.
2.5 weeks into March, and you're telling me you haven't won a game. He needs to, as I said, Vieira, be careful. That's all I need to say. And the games, and I think the game on the game on the weekend doesn't even is even a tough one there still, because who they got on the weekend?
They got Brighton.
They got the A23 derby, so that's going to be difficult for them. And Brighton are in great form, and you expect them to be favourites for that game. But
yeah,
Man City still kept themselves in the title race, even though they're not playing well. They're scraping over the line. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
Moving on to it was last week. It was 7-Up, but I'm not drinking 7-Up now. I've now turned to Coke Zero. I think Coke Zero there still, because that's what we were. I don't know if it tastes as good because there's no sugar.
That's the performance they gave to you as well.
I tell you,
no sugar.
Bitter performance there still.
No sugar. Wow, that was
no
good.
Sugar,
that was good.
What's it called in
good.
there still?
That
My
was
God.
Good.
After the Lord Mayor show, you go and score 7 against Man United, where you look like every time you attack, you look like you're gonna score, to nothing against Bournemouth.
I told you,
Yeah, go on.
No. You were saying you were here last week when you were saying brilliant from Arsenal, but to Bournemouth, you don't lose that game and blah blah blah. And now look at that. Bournemouth showed you could have scored 1 goal.
That's what I'm saying. What's it called? The ups and downs of Liverpool this season has been this. I would say speechless, but I'm not even going to say speechless, because nowadays away woes are what's it called? They're plenty. I look at Liverpool's away record roll of, is it horror or shame? Drew with Everton away 0-0. Forest lost 1-0. Got lost in the Forest. Brentford lost 3-1. Brighton lost 3-0. Wolves lost 3-0. Palace drew 0-0. Bournemouth Bournemouth lost 1-0. I look at that, and there's quite a few patterns there. Patterns of obviously big losses and hardly scoring there. I think they only scored once in that game, and that was against Brentford there still. So that's an awful performance there. I think that's what, 1, 4, 7, 10, 11 conceded, but only 1 scored in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 away games. It was an awful performance. I won't stay too long on it, but normally we talk about Arnold, even though Arnold was slightly at fault for the goal. But Van Dijk,
it was Van Dijk.
I'm saying that Van Dijk was the main one at fault.
The wrong side, yeah.
Wrong side, but he was jogging instead of what's it called, going with the guy. He was jogging, and he beat him like he was like what's it called, Liverpool's Maguire or something. And then I don't know who was that. I said that Arnold was supposed to be marking that man, but even Canute
was stretching. It was already dropping on the feet. Yeah.
At the end of the day, another thing that I talk about is Salah. When you get a chance from 12 yards, we'll talk about Haaland.
Wow.
My God.
Wow. What?
One of the worst penalties I've seen in quite a while. Not just from him, but from anyone.
Listen, that
end up in his back garden.
That I don't know if it's a garden. I think that he's put that to a flipping. Is like he was trying to rotate around the earth. That sort of penalty. I don't know if it was doing it. It was shocking. It was shocking.
Anyway,
so far off. It's cool.
One more thing I'll say before I let you in on it. One more thing. I've been giving plaudits to like Arteta with them brilliant super subs in the last few weeks or whatever, and I've been giving what's it called this to Klopp when it comes to substitutions. Arnold taken off for James Milner when you need a goal. Either you move Milner into the right side of midfield, keep him on because you need a goal, and he can assist. You take off who else? You take off Fabinho, you bring on Henderson, and then Nunes, you keep him on. The substitutions once again from him, Klopp were poor. They were not. They didn't benefit the team.
I was shocked, and just to add to that, I heard he brought on Carvalho, who hasn't played the Premier League, who was in Premier League action in 8 weeks for free 3 minutes.
Yeah,
shocking.
It was a token gesture. It was a token gesture on the 88th minute. For me, you're looking. Even I questioned the midfield at the beginning. Maybe away from home, even though we should expect to be Bournemouth, but Bournemouth are hungry, and you need to make sure your midfield is not too lightweight with 2 youngsters in Balacic and Elliott there still. And for me, he slightly went with the wrong lineup there still, and it's cost us there. As I said, Liverpool's mentality away from home, mentality monsters, is completely gone. They're
Yeah,
mentality babies.
there's
They're
there's a
babies away
pattern.
from
There's
home.
a pattern I think Klopp needs to sort out. I'm looking at Liverpool. Liverpool go on days like for every 3 games they win or 3 games they go without defeat, they have to lose
Yeah,
one. You check it. They go
it
three
is.
games and they lose one. They might win 2 wins, get one draw, then they'll lose one, or get 2 draws, 1 win, and then lose one. But whenever
Yeah.
they go on a 3 game run, then something they have to revert to a loss.
That's what I'm
It's
saying. It
been
goes
very
back. Yeah.
it's topsy-turvy this season for Liverpool. But listen, long may it continue, because I know last season you were talking too loud and blah blah blah. So
well.
good stuff.
But well done to what's it called? Awful for my team there still, but well done for Bournemouth.
Well done.
Those games are free hits. Anything you can get in a game like that, you
I'm
take
telling
it.
you.
And
I'm
to
telling
get
you.
3
He
points
would
and a clean
he would
sheet,
yeah. He would have been open maybe 2 points at least. They drove on both teams, but
that's
for
what I'm
him
saying.
for him to get that, and slowly, and they level on points with West Ham.
So there you are. Another team that's in trouble. We'll talk about them if we can get to them still. Well done. Keep it up, Bournemouth. You give yourself an outside chance to try and avoid the drop there still, because you've drawn other teams in now with that big 3 points.
Yeah.
Moving on to Harry Graham Potter. He's finally, as we said, found his one magic rabbit in the hat, or whatever you want to call it. Well, he's found something anyway.
What? For 3 games? For 3 games, well, two wins, back-to-back wins in the Premier League.
Well, if you ask Chelsea fans, to win even 1 game was like Christmas come early. To win 3 games, even though it's 2 in the Premiership, 1 in the Champions League, is Christmas, birthday, anniversary come early. So he's doing something anyway, and it was a good performance there.
That was very good performance from Chelsea.
From Chelsea there. The thing is, as I was saying, why it's Christmas and birthday and everything come early, Chelsea don't score more than 1 goal in a game. They've now done it 2 games in a row. They beat Dortmund there in the Champions League 2-0, and now they've gone and rolled over Leicester away 3-1 there still. So Leicester, as we said, are like West Ham, Bournemouth, and all those teams. Leicester are in big trouble. Rodgers, I don't know if Rodgers can last to the end of the season. Like Moyes, I don't know. We'll talk about that as well. But what have you got to say on that game there?
Let me start with Leicester quickly. Rodgers, I think with Rodgers, I feel like something needs to give him, and I feel like the owners need to back him up a little bit more with the team. Obviously, I know he brought in new players like Tete, but something new needs to be done at Leicester City. And then I look at Chelsea, the performance of Chelsea. Maybe it's starting to click. Maybe 3 at the back. Maybe 3 at the back is the way forward. And obviously, exactly. And I know this weekend with Leicester City, they started off with Midrick and he got the assist, and maybe things are starting to click now for Chelsea. Maybe the players are getting used to themselves more. But I will say Enzo Fernandez had a wonderful performance, and the through ball to Havertz was quality, top balls. And also, maybe it's time to click for them, but I wouldn't get too carried away. I wouldn't get carried too.
There's still like Liverpool, chances of making the top 4 are very slim anyway. They're like under 15% still, 20% if you're lucky. For me, and another one is that we were talking about the defender that couldn't make it in the Champions League squad. He hasn't even been back in the lineup since. The defender. Koulibaly somehow got in there. Cucurella back there. Fofana as well. So it's unfortunate for him, but it's working anyway.
If it's working, you don't change it. But he's been unlucky, because I felt he made him a better team.
There you are. So Chelsea, if you can, for Potter, keep working his magic. As for Leicester, you say they need something. They need investment. You might not even get that because the transfer window's closed. So all he's got to do now is try and work with what he's got.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying for next season, because obviously I think
Leicester last that long.
Okay, well, I'm just saying for whatever it is, they need to invest.
Definitely.
City. You look up Daka. He's been there too long. He's been there a very long time.
Ignacio
been there for a long time. Madison
needs to leave.
Albi Barnes, Castagna, Mendy, Pereira. or indeed, he can't get into the team anymore these days. So I feel, and I think a major thing Leicester need to do, a major thing, is get rid of the goalkeeper, because I think Ward is awful.
It's not up to the standard.
It's awful.
They've not really replaced.
There's yet to be a game, as I've said, oh, Ward has come to the rescue for at least every goalkeeper in the Premier League. Have at least 4 games where they've single-handedly rescued a point for a point, or secured the victory for the team. He's never done that.
It's true. For me, he's a championship quality keeper anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
But this is the Premiership. You're not in that level. We'll watch that space anyway. See if Leicester can turn it around. But at the moment, they've gone back to the early few months of the season. Toothless Leicester. Tigers with no teeth, just like a bit like Wolves. Moving on to a team that was on I think 3 losses bounce or whatever. Tottenham Hotspurs, and they found the goals there. So Harry Kane there with a brace, and Song back on Song there. But as you said in previous episodes, Forest away from home, they're completely useless. They're completely useless. It was a walk in the park there. It's one game that you think that if you need to try and get back to winning ways, that's one of the things that you want to play.
And you look at Spurs, who hadn't registered a goal in the last 3 games, and not to say they've been playing any opponent that is high. They lost to Sheffield United in the FA Cup, no goals.
Yeah.
They lost to Wolves, no goals. They lost to a poor Milan side recently, they drew, no goals. So Nottingham Forest, I don't know what sort of demon possesses them at home that maybe they need to pay for another one that would lead them away from home. But maybe it's the devil than the one that you don't. So listen, well done to Tottenham. Harry Kane once again, scoring and breaking records and hedging towards Alan Shearer's record. But my goodness,
we always said it anyway. Big decision come the end of the season, regardless of what happens anyway. So even if you finish 4th or whatever, it's a big decision. We'll be watching that space as well, because not just us, all teams and managers and fans, whatever, we're going to be watching what they do anyway. But they're now slightly back, because that last week I said when Liverpool won, I said it could change any way for who's favourite to finish 4th, and it's now gone back swinging to Spurs there still because of Liverpool's disgrace.
The betrayal is beautiful. Man, now is any team could change. It's switching places. I thought you said if Liverpool wins the next game, they were back. They were
I did say that. I said the next game as in Bournemouth. But anyway, we didn't.
Wow. Maybe you
moving on anyway. We'll fly through the other results there still.
Go ahead.
We got Everton, a big 3 points there against Brentford there, because Everton normally when they do win, they keep a clean sheet there. And McNeil, I think, scored his 3rd goal of the Prem season there, because he's not really renowned for scoring. But early goal, and from then on, they were able to. I mean, with a few good saves from Pickford there, they were able to get the 3 points to get over the line in a crucial game there for them at home.
Yeah.
When you're at the bottom, you have to try and win your home games, especially if they're against teams that you could look like you should be beaten. So that was a good result for them.
That was a very good against Brentford. That was a very good result for them.
So Brentford are still doing a very good season. It's just that they'd be disappointed with that. But
Brentford. There's for some, I don't know. Sometimes they look like they're going to kick on and maybe press on and going to Europe and then next season. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, and then moving on to another team that's in relegation battle there still, Leeds. I had this game done as a 2-1 away victory for Brighton there. So Leeds to...
I told you draw for that game. Wasn't it a draw?
No, I had Leeds to... I had Brighton to
win.
So
I said Leeds. I said the draw.
Yeah, well done there still. And then Lee showed character to come back there, I think twice there still in that game against informed Brighton there. Harrison scoring in both ends of the goal pitch there still. So that was a good result for Leeds. A point, even though it's at home, but they take a point anyway, even though they're still second from bottom. But Brighton would be disappointed that they didn't hold on to the 3 points after leading twice.
I know, Brighton, unlucky Brighton, but Brighton has surprised everyone this season, and they should stay strong and get over the line. Stay strong.
And then then moving on to the Sunday's games, we've done Arsenal there. Man United, Casemiro, I heard that you rarely get sent off in at Real Madrid in La Liga.
This in the Spanish league, mate.
It's not like, as you said, it's not Spanish league. It's not the ones. It's not
you
like
get
that.
rattled. You get rattled, mate. You get rattled.
You can't be a Brazilian fag on the street and then start tackling like
Wow,
that.
wow.
Calm it down, mate. Just calm it down. Don't get too excited because you won the Carabao Cup and all that kind of nonsense.
Hey, listen, that's a good.
It was. There's no questions asked about that one.
It's a good season for Man United. It's a good season for Man United. Considering where they're coming from.
Yeah, I'm saying that he got a bit excited that you could think you could start making those kind of street challenges. For me, there's no argument. For me, maybe the question you might even ask is why the referee didn't give a red card in the first place. But that's why VAR is there to help you.
Because he was already on a yellow. I think the ref took it easy. But
yeah, you know what I'm saying? It was on a yellow before that.
Yeah, I think it was
on a yellow. That was it. The initial challenge that he gave, the referee gave.
I'm sorry, he gave the yellow before. Yeah. My bad. Sorry.
For once, VAR came to the right decision, even though the guy in VAR was the same referee. It was the referee on the pitch for Leicester versus Chelsea, where there was a challenge on a Chelsea player where that should have been a red card. It wasn't even nothing was given, even a free kick, let alone a yellow. So I think he must have got told off. So when he did do VAR, watch out for any challenges. And unlucky, it's not unlucky because what it was, he made a mistake the day before, where he should have given a red. Today, that game against Man United versus Southampton, it was a justified red. It doesn't matter. His feet were off the ground and he wasn't in control.
Yeah, the way he jumped. Yeah. And then he got the ball and got the player. So
yeah. And second, as it's his second red card in of the season, it's now looking like a full match ban.
Wow, crucial as well. Crucial to the status is trying to secure Champions League. They should be fine anyway. But we know Casemiro is a big player for them.
Yeah, because without him, they struggle sometimes to control games. Yeah. But Southampton were disappointed that they weren't able to try and get the 3 points, even though Ward-Prowse almost broke the record.
Oh yeah,
free kicks. Overtaking David Beckham there, hit the crossbar. Also, Walker Peters hit the post. A very, very unfortunate once again that social media has come up with racist taunts and messages towards Walker Peters.
I missed that. Why?
Yeah. Very poor. I've done a challenge on Garnacho or whatever, where he had to go off injured. I mean, he came on as a sub and he had to go off. I think he was sub there. Late on, he came on as a sub there, and then he did. And then there was a tackle near the end from Walker Peters. But that's football. There's no room in any society for racist taunts or whatever. So I hope they get caught and then the right punishments given out to those people.
So I think is the tackle on Garnacho. I think that's
what I'm saying. Yeah. So I mean, Fernandez hit the post there. Still, Man United will say that they maybe should have had a penalty there for a handball there. It reminds me of the one that
both teams are chances as well. Southampton didn't Kyle Walker Peters hit the post.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. It is what it is. And Southampton, it's a good point there still away from home against informed Man United. So even though it doesn't really help them because they're still last, but it's still a point is better than nothing anyway, as you still battle to try and keep in touch with the others. Moving on to another team, we've got quite a few teams that are relegation battles there still because it's so tight down there. There's about 6 or 7 there.
An extensive list, yeah.
There you go. Now they're under pressure. David Moyes there still. I had this game down as 1-1. So it was
me too. Spot on as well for that one as well. Me too. Yeah.
Because it was another good game there. Watkins is on a little he's in a very good reign of form and scoring goals.
Yeah, Watkins, guys, don't get excited. Next minute you put me in your fantasy, the guy is
no. It's not that level. It's not that level. But I know
I've fallen into that. That of Watkins. I've fallen into that. I've been
yeah, these were Claret teams, and they played like Claret as well. Claret's not normally good still, but that's what they played. That Villa played like a mid-table quality of their selves, and then West Ham, as I said, fighting for relegation. If West Ham don't sort themselves out, they could easily go down. We say that they're too big to go down, but we've seen it happen previously.
I don't know. Every time I see them, I'm like, okay, it's not like they're getting outplayed. but they're not about playing teams as well. But I just feel
That's
like
what
you
I'm saying.
need to push on, man. What's going on? They need to push on. Something for me anyway. At the end of the season, they need to look at the strike force. People,
I
Antonio,
think I think
those
end of
guys
season
go.
they need to get rid of David Moyes. If he's even if he stays up, get rid of him. I'm sorry, he's taking
Whoa,
them as far as he
whoa,
can.
whoa, whoa, whoa,
No,
whoa.
it's the truth. Every season now, what's it called?
What do you mean every season? What do you mean every season? What? Because this season they're on in a perilous position. They don't
He's
know
been given money. Listen, he's been given money and he's been spending
That's
them like
yes,
Steven Gerrard.
yes. But I don't think you get rid of them because at the same time, on the flip side, where were they before Moyes?
Moyes get out. Rogers get out. There could be what's it called? The overhaul. Yeah,
Maybe swap managers.
possibly there still. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
Moving on to the last game of that of the weekend there. Newcastle finally got back to winning ways, even though they still conceded, but finally got back to winning ways, which they needed because they won a
You were
slump.
saying that you did say that you said under no circumstances should Wilson be starting in the
No,
16. So
it's finished.
yeah.
And
So,
I mean, what's it called? He was strong to also to drop Wilson and also to drop what's it called?
all right, so the rest because the form's tailed off. It's you know.
So yeah, so what's it called? Good return to winning ways. That's a good. It was a good for them because obviously they saw that Liverpool lost there. So and they've also got a couple of games. They've got 2 games in hand on Spurs, who are 4th, and Spurs above them by 4 points. And they've also played a game less than Liverpool. So it was a timely win for Newcastle and Eddie Howe. As for Wolves, I mean, under your proclaimed manager Locatelli or whatever
You're
his name
saying
is.
that he's a good manager.
He is, but all he can do is with the tools that he's got. So Wolves, they're just keeping themselves above the fight, but they're in the what's it called?
Float.
There's one. So for me, before we wrap it up, you got the teams: Palace, Wolves, Forest. Everton,
you got 8 teams.
Leicester, West. See, 8 teams there still. So from Palace in 12th up to Southampton, any of those
could get relegated.
Go down in the bottom 3.
Imagine.
That's game weeks and 27 as well. We wrapped up. Let's quickly go into the midweek Champions League there. 2 games there.
Do you even need to mention
Man City to what's it called? Get through against RB Leipzig.
If Pep don't self-sabotage it, yes.
Well, if they go out, my God, that's what I got to say regarding another season.
Pep has done worse when they lost the Pep has done worse when they lost to Lyon in the semi-finals. That was Pep's fault doing the rubbish change of formation. You know, so yeah.
Even in the final when they lost to Chelsea, he out tinkered himself by doing nonsense. That was it where Havertz scored the winner. Yeah, so I expect them to go through there. Liverpool versus Real Madrid against Liverpool. Can that return? Can that return?
Can that return?
Will it be this?
Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if Real Madrid down you on that day. They do a Stone Cold Steve Austin with a 7-up on Liverpool there. Even though
you did say that Real Madrid, be careful, don't be on the beach yet. But anyway, there you are. What's it called? What was their last result? Was it 0-0?
Real Betis 0-0.
Yeah, so there you go. But moving on there. Will Arsenal get through against in Sporting there?
Yeah, I think we'll get through it, but I think we'll come with a price. We have to play a strong team.
We have to play the score line.
Yeah, we have to play a strong team. Yeah.
And good to see Jesus back there anyway. That's a bonus there. He's back there. So well done. Everything's going in the right direction there. No, I can't. I had to let it out. But Man United already through anyway. What's it called? And definitely Casemiro were playing those games anyway because he's suspended for the league. So he must have played for the whole 90 minutes there in that game anyway. There's no point listening. Yeah. So I was waiting. We were waiting by our mobiles to see if we can get a call from Match of the Day or BBC regarding what's it called? Gary Lineker, Mika Richards, Ian Wright, Alex Shearer.
I was available as well. I thought I'd have been there. I was available.
What does that mean? We know what it means. There you go.
I'd have been available. Solidarity.
There you go. We had an agent that what's it called of our friends that even tweeted Match of the Day, but we didn't get no call. We didn't get no email. Maybe next time. Maybe next time. But tune into Football Tussle, where there's no impartiality. We don't even know what that means. We don't even know how to spell it.
It's true, no impartiality. And you look at the shirts there, where it's black and it's white.
There you go, still. who is, we don't go into politics as well. We try and stay away from that. Only sometimes.
Sometimes.
Well, I hope you enjoyed our episode anyway. Myself, CIC, Grand Champ there. We always try and, do the entertaining, informative, serious, banter, you name it.
It's all in there, man. It's all in there, man.
Subscribe.
Do the right thing.